bones from quiz 1 in review for your bone tray quizzes and or your lab practical. This would be the bones of the pectoral girdle. So we have the scapula and the clavicle, commonly known as the collarbone or the shoulder blade. So the structures that you'll need to know on the clavicle is, first of all, its name. It is the clavicle. The small process here on the bottom is the conoid tubercle down here. And then you'll need to know which end is which. So one end attaches to the sternum, and it's known as the sternal end. That would be the hammer-shaped end of the clavicle here, and then the butter knife end is the acromial end because it attaches to the acromion process, which will be on the scapula that we'll get to here in just a minute. So again, this is the clavicle. This happens to be a right clavicle, and the way we know it is the right clavicle is the conoid tubercle is going to be on the bottom or inferior surface. This end attaches to the sternum, so that means that this has to be the right clavicle because it has to turn this way to attach to the shoulder. If we put this end on the sternum and turn it over this way to make it fit properly, the conoid tubercle would be to the top, and that's incorrect. So it can't be a left, it has to be a right. Okay. Same thing with the scapula. This is a right scapula because this is the subscapular fossa. This is the surface that lies on the ribs. You can't have this structure, this process called the scapular spine on the ribs. So this and the shoulder has to be to the lateral. And here is the socket, the ball and socket for the head of the humerus. This surface, by the way, is called the glenoid cavity or the glenoid fossa. So again, we have subscapular fossa, we have the scapular spine. This flat surface above is called the supraspinous fossa because it is superior to the spine. Below the spine, we have the infraspinous fossa. This is the acromion process. It's at the end of the scapular spine. We have the coracoid process, which is opposite of the acromion process. So those three will make the socket for the ball and socket joint of the humerus. And this is the scapular notch, this little groove right here. The borders, we have the medullary, because it is medial, also known as the vertebral border, and we have the axillary or lateral border to the outside. All right. So again, we have the subscapular fossa, supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa, scapular spine, acromion process, coracoid process, the glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa, scapular notch, vertebral or medullary border, axillary or lateral border. And good luck on your quiz. This has been your anatomy teacher, Mr. Grippa. Thank you.